Hello and welcome to another vlog here on Time for Adventure. It's just no Ali, Charlie or George today, just me. I'm joined by David. And we're here at Thorpe Park for Fright Nights 2019. Excited to get in there. There's a new scare maze, Creek Freak Massacre, and a few returning from last year, a couple of Walking Dead ones, platform number 15, which was my personal favourite. So yeah, we're gonna head on in there. It's a quiet day in the park, really low queue times, so we're gonna get on a load of rides and give you our reviews of the scare mazes for this year. So here we have the Fright Nights park map, and we can see on it 6 different scare mazes, 2 there themed to the Walking Dead. They returned from last year, as does platform number 15 and the Blair Witch. We've got the new one, Creek Freak Massacre, new for this year. Looking forward to getting in there and trying that out. I think it's in the old Loggers Leap station. And we've got Screenplex Cinema, which we're going to be trying out, and some of the different scare zones around the park, like Amity High School Sucks over there. So I'm sure we'll capture some of that in the vlog now, but we're going to head on for our first ride, which should be a scary one. So it only felt right to kick off Fright Nights with a ride on Saw for the first ride up. David's idea, pick the horror theme off nice and early. And we're going to have 2 rides actually, because there's a Feared 5 challenge where you've got to get around this, Swarm, and a few of the other big rides, and you get a special wristband. And it is a little bit of free merch there, so we're going to go in for it. We'll show you a bit of off-ride footage now, and we'll tell you how Saw was running here at Fright Nights when we get off. So we just had our first ride of the day there on Saw. Riding really quite well. Probably one of the smoother rides I've had on Saw.
Yeah, it's not one of my favourite ones usually, Saw, but that was probably one of the smoother rides I've had on it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know whether we're going to try Colossus next. Usually a bit of a backbreaker, Colossus.
Do we have to?
But the thing is, we've got to ride all of these rides again a bit later on for the Feared 5 challenge, so dare we ride Colossus twice in a day, I think you were saying earlier.
My back can't handle 2 trips on this in one day.
Yeah, so we're probably going to show you a bit of ride footage as we head round, then go into the scare mazes, and then we'll show you some of the night ride footage before we find out what we get for riding the Feared 5 roller coasters. So as there was a bit of a queue for Colossus, we decided to come over here to Nemesis Inferno, and jumping on this 5 minutes, I think we've queued for Nemesis Inferno, and we're managing to get a back row ride. Better at the back, right? Best seats at the back?
Much better at the back. Don't know why anyone queued for this good though.
No. So David, as somebody who has the controversial opinion of Nemesis Inferno being better than the original Nemesis Alton Towers, you still standing by here?
They're different rides. It misses some of the elements that the original Nemesis has, but it's a much smoother ride. And the G you get on the loop is a hell of a lot more than what I feel you get on Nemesis. So
yeah, I'd agree with that.
For for me, I prefer Inferno to Nemesis. Controversial, I know.
I still prefer Nemesis. But I see your point. It's a much smoother ride, is Nemesis Inferno. Just kind of glides around the track, and then that loop is much tighter than the one that you get at Nemesis Alton Towers.
If they could make it a bit longer here for the Inferno, add a few more elements into it, it'd be better still. But
Yeah,
it's a bit of a
top it off.
bit of a short ride.
Yeah. But yeah, how long have we been here so far? Can't been here very long. Time for adventure on YouTube.
Probably about just over an hour.
Yeah, and we've already ridden on Saw. We've had kind of a general little look around where the scare mazes are for later on. We've had a 5-minute queue to get on to Nemesis Inferno, and we're already here pretty much getting up and under stealth for what will be our third ride of the day. So really quiet here on a Friday. It did give out bad weather actually, but so far so good. And maybe that's what's kept the queues away.
Don't jinx us.
I know, definitely don't want to be tempting fate with that. But we're going to go for a ride on stealth next. We're going to try and get in all the rides nice and early, then go around the scare mazes, and then, like I say, show you a bit of a shot of the night footage here whilst we ride on some of the coasters in the dark.
Keep going.
There is, isn't there? We can see a light flashing there in the swarm plane. Don't know if you can make it out on the footage, but it looks like there's some kind of little zombie party going on in there. The light flashing and a little hand on the window. So we've just had back-to-back rides on Swarm, first ever there for me. I don't think I've ever known them put you on back-to-back.
They normally make you walk all the way back around, don't they? So, very nice ride attendant who just told us to sit back down.
Yeah, so fortunately, or unfortunately for the people getting off, as we came round here, didn't even get a chance to film a proper intro because they were just kicking Swarm out. And just as we'd sat down, thinking, oh, we'll wait for it to come back online, see if it takes kind of a short while, they opened it straight back up so it was walk on, because all the queues were headed the other way. That just led to no queues by the time our car came straight back in, so we just stayed on for 2 rides. So yeah, what's that? 2 o'clock, we just managed to get on that, and that's 4 of the big 5 roller coasters here done. So we're going to spend some time actually grabbing a bite to eat, maybe hit a couple of the flats, because none of the scare attractions actually open till 3 o'clock, do they?
Yeah, most of them 3, and one of them is dusk, whenever that turns out to be.
Yeah, so just a nondescript start time of dusk.
The Halloween decor around here.
Oh yeah, so if you're looking on the trees, lots of little hanging clown heads, sacks and pumpkins. So yeah, they've decorated the park up quite well. So yeah, so we finished on Swarm. We come round here to what arguably one of the best drop towers in the country.
Yeah, I've probably not been on one better than this.
No, I think it is. It does get you when you fall in on here. That countdown that we just said actually as we were filming some people on the ride never quite gets it right, does it? So yeah, we're going to head on now for Detonator and then probably hang around because we've got the Screenplex cinema just behind us. So it takes over the Angry Birds 4D cinema. So we're going to go in there immediately after this ride, see what the show is this year, and then start to head round the mazes. So keep watching, and the mazes are going to be up shortly.
Your attention, please. Please hold tight. Place your head back and brace yourself. The ride is about to begin.
come off of Angry Birds there, and I don't know about you, David, but it was swaying at the top for me there.
Got a bit of breeze today, and it adds something different to the ride, doesn't it? When you feel like the whole tower's about to fall down on you.
It really, you just get to the top and you can't hear any of the audio. You have no idea when you're coming down, and the sort of ride seats, the mechanism, were actually just leading and swaying.
I think it's the whole tower swaying in the wind. That's a problem. It's about to go now.
Oh yeah, just behind us here. Oh, can we make it out?
Yep, that went on 4.
So there's that timing again, never quite gets it right. But yeah, it's a great ride. I mean, you're going to be surprised by it, and the amount of people that come off with like white faces from Detonator, probably expecting a more kids ride with it being themed to Angry Birds.
It's more the people's faces in the queue that are about to get on as you're getting off, and they're just looking at you like, not sure I want to do this anymore.
And they'll definitely have that feeling back at the top, especially when it's swaying like that. So we come down by the Screenplex Cinema, and there are 2 shows on today, the Creepy Cut and the the Fearful Feature. So we're going to try the Creepy Cut here at 3 PM. So it's just in the Angry Birds Cinema. Come down too early and you will catch the Angry Birds show. Come down too late and yeah, you're in for a bit of a shock, I think. If you're coming down there expecting a bit of a spooky or even gory kind of film, it's not going to be that way out. It is kind of aimed at 13 plus, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe we just had too high expectations, but I wouldn't advise going into that over the scare mazes or prioritising it if you're wanting some of the more scare attractions. So yeah, we're going to head into The Walking Dead, let you know what that was like, whether there's any changes from last year. I'm expecting the storyline to largely be the same. So yeah, first maze up, Walking Dead, Living Nightmare. So we've just experienced our first maze then, Walking Dead, Living Nightmare. I got a good bit of interaction just at the start there, made to sit on my knees in front of some corpse with his head smashed open on the floor, and threatened, may I add, that I would have the same done to me. But I
mean, that's probably about as good as it got, really, isn't it?
So yeah, I could have done maybe with a couple more actors. Storylines really that you go in there, you got some of Negan's crew that send you around this facility. There's a lot of zombies and things jumping out on you, and yeah, overall just not really enough actors, was there?
It was just a bit tame, really.
Time for adventure on YouTube, guys.
Not really much going on in there. There was probably only about 5 actors in there.
Yeah.
So I know all those were pretty visible from a mile off.
So yeah, but the mazes are free here at Thorpe Park, so we're going to carry on heading around the rest of them. So not too bad for a free maze. And we got another wave there, we got people in the back. We're terrible at spotting them on our channel. And I say that about me, Ali and the boys really, not so much David.
I'll be your spotter, okay?
So yeah, we're going to carry on heading around now, maybe try and find Freak Creek Massacre. We think that one's also sort of in the show building, so it's in the dark, won't matter if we catch it early. So yeah, fingers crossed it's going to be a little bit better than Living Nightmare, because it's a new one for this year, so it's got a lot of hype to live up to, and we're looking forward to getting in there. So you just come out of Creek Freak Massacre, and I'm going to say one contrast to the other one there. Living Nightmare, not so great, but Creek Freak Massacre, I thought was really good. I enjoyed it. About you, David?
Oh, it's much better than the first one. It's still a little bit light on the actors at times, but they did a much better job of it.
I think we just missed somebody in the back there.
The lighting, where they got the strobe lighting, you literally can't see where you're going.
No,
there's a couple of times where you just walk straight into scare actors that couldn't even see.
No, they had a lot of jump scares in there. The fella at the start really enthusiastic. He kicked the maze off really, really well for us, and then we had to go through this little tunnel. Cracked my head straight at the start, wasn't expecting it, but it just made for a really good experience going around that scare maze there. Definitely the best of the two that we've been in so far. So we actually stopped off there to do the Walking Dead Do or Die maze, and I would just say it needs to be dark really for that maze. Was a little bit light, wasn't it?
It didn't really work in the daylight. There's bits of it that are outside where you can see the actor's shoes as you're about to go around corners and stuff, so it took away that scare element from it.
That's it, there was no real jump scare element because you knew what was coming around the corner. But it had a few actors in there. The ones that were in did a good job of creeping people out.
Just a bit of a strange storyline they were trying to do. There were some cannibals, but
yeah, so it looked like kind of in that Walking Dead post-apocalyptic world, some kind of sanctuary where they turned into cannibals and you were going to be the food basically, I think. So yeah, that's 3 of the scare mazes done, 3 out of 5. And we might well try that one again in the dark, give it another run, because it really does need the dark for you to do it. So yeah, tip from us there, if you're coming down and doing Do or Die, do it in the dark. But now we're going to do the Feared 5 challenge. I was certainly going on the way there. We won't put too much footage in, but we'll show you a little bit of some of the 5 coasters we're going to get on over the next couple of hours, and then we'll show you whatever the prize is that you get for riding them all between 5 and 7.
No, that's creepy.
We hope you enjoyed the nighttime footage here. The rides have just gone. We've completed the Feared 5 challenge. What did we get?
Lovely expensive wristband to show you it.
Yeah, little Feared 5 wristband. So also as well, by completing the challenge you get 50% off the Feared 5 t-shirt just here. And another little tip, not only do you get 50% off, you got a Merlin annual pass, you get another 20% off as well. That t-shirt right there just cost me £6. Absolute bargain.
Not one to turn down the bargain merch, are you?
No, I absolutely love a bit of merch in these theme parks, but at £6 it cost me more to make that t-shirt than actually buy it. So yeah, we've done the Feared 5 challenge now. We have 2 more scare mazes to go. We've purposely waited until it dropped dark to get on them, and you'll have noticed that we're getting a bit of rain now as well in some of the footage.
Hammering it down
but
now.
Yeah,
and there are still people going on tidal,
which they are absolutely nuts. If you're one of them people in this throwing down rain in the dark on a cold day in October,
get to your nearest psychiatrist as quick as you can. There's something wrong with you.
So yeah, we've got Blair Witch just up here to go, and then platform number 15. So yep, stay tuned. Final reviews of the last 2 scare mazes. You're probably going to see a very wet me and David coming out of these places as well.
And we've not been on tidal wave.
So yeah, you can probably see that we're under a brolly here. David's got the 1 Mac that I had in my bag as well, because we were pretty much hit by a rainstorm as soon as we stopped filming just now, and we kind of ran into the what is it, the Derham Brown ghost train. Yeah, we ran in there for cover, bought a brolly, and actually got ourselves under some shelter. But we have just been round Blair Witch, and I was pleasantly surprised by Blair Witch. There was like a misty dark walk in the woods.
The setup of it's really good actually. The theming of it's done well. Walking around woods, pretty much pitch black, isn't it? Because any light is blocked out by those trees.
Yeah.
Theming's really good. Same as what I said for all the others. Probably could have done with a couple more scare actors to get a few more scares involved. But
and I think we said that you kind of join up with the people in front of you you and behind, and it feels like you're just one long link of people at the end, which kind of took away from it. If you were in a bit of a smaller group, would have been a little bit better. But overall, like you say, the makeup of the maze and yeah, the actual feel of it was really good. The last bit inside that dark room with all the mist going off, you couldn't see a thing, was really very good as well, and a good way to end it. So yeah, we're in the queue now for our final maze, which is platform number 15. And yeah, we've had a good run today. We were saying we tempted fate, saying we'd had good weather, we'd stayed away from the rain,
and then karma struck.
And we've got it now. But it's, yeah, we waited for these two to get them in the dark, and it's nice and dark. And I'd say that about Blair Witch actually, it would not have been anywhere near as good a feel if you'd gone round that in the day. You definitely don't want to be going round in that until you
that's the one, they don't open it until dusk, isn't it? You couldn't do that in daylight.
No, you can see why, yeah, it just wouldn't be the same. So yeah, platform number 15 for us next. Hang around, we'll tell you what we thought. So that was platform 15. A good walk through a dark tunnel really. You learn about this story of a train that gets lost and the conductor and this group of people that wander off basically down this track. And yeah, it was good. It was in the dark, lots of little flashing lights, people jumping out at you.
It takes a while to get going, doesn't it? And it's kind of a similar story to all the other ones. It's lack of actors, but yeah, it was set up well. Long pitch black tunnel going through a trail, and yeah, one of the better ones, I'd say.
Yeah, but definitely needed to be done in the dark again. But yeah, another good maze to get around. So that's us done here. That's all 5 mazes. We've done the Feared 5 challenge. We've got on every ride. Dear me, 3 rides on Swarm, a couple on everything else. And we didn't let the rain dampen our spirits at the end. You'll have seen us with the brolly as well.
Totally flat on the hair, like.
In terms of the mazes, your favourite for today?
Toss up between Blair Witch and Creek.
Yeah, it's called Creek Freak Massacre.
Yeah,
I'd say Creek Freak Massacre for me probably just edged it in terms of the maze, but the actual setup and feel, Blair Witch was very good, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, both of them top 2. Weakest has probably got to be Living Nightmare.
Yeah, I thought that was. I mean, that felt like it was lacking actors, didn't it? It really did.
Yeah.
So, and I think that just in general about the park this year, there was more roaming actors last year. This year, not so many. None of the clowns around. It just felt in general that you just needed that little bit more, didn't it? That bit more attention, a few more actors around in the mazes.
You don't know, maybe on a Saturday night when it's busier, they might have that out, but tonight on a Friday night, it was lacking really. No scare actors roaming the park. Scare zones even, they were lacking, weren't they? So,
yeah. But nevertheless, despite what we thought of the mazes, they were good mazes, probably just not on par with something like Alton Towers. You'll have seen my reviews of those last week. But yeah, probably not quite on par with that, but still a good day out, and if you've got a Merlin pass, you're definitely going to do it. It's worth coming down here just to see them. So yeah, that's us done here at Thorpe Park. We hope you enjoyed this one. It is on straight after Scarefest. Hi guys, time for adventure on YouTube.
You actually spotted them for once.
There you go, I've actually spotted somebody getting in the vlog. But yeah, so this is going to be carrying on. We're going to put these in the middle of the summer road trip. But don't worry, Drayton Manor is coming soon. So in a couple of weeks, we've got the Halloween event going on at Chessington, and that'll be the last Halloween vlog that we've got going live, and then we'll be resuming those ones from the summer road trip. But thank you for watching Time for Adventure. We hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.